Thompson Show.
It's showtime.
Insight, analysis,
and a touch of razzle-dazzle.
I love listening to you, Burnie, and I love hearing your opinion.
conversation you can't ignore.
One is either part of the problem or part of the solution, and you're being part of the problem.
Headquarters of common sense.
You keep charging ahead the way you are. Just bring out the facts and let people make their own decisions.
And now for the thrill you've all been waiting for.
The Burnie Thompson Show.
Hold on to your handbags.
Hey, Bernie, your show's number one. Keep it up.
I just love being here with you.
You cannot start saying that a 14-year-old girl who takes a topless picture of herself is a sexual predator.
Tell me why.
There's a difference there.
What's the difference?
One person murdered somebody, the other one didn't hurt anybody.
Well, how do you know she wasn't looking at this stuff when she was young?
I don't know, and neither do you.
Okay, well, that's the point. Yeah, and I do know.
All right,
you got little girls.
All
you
right.
need to protect yourself.
You should be one of these prosecutors. So I told the news story as I saw it on Fox News. Lamar pointed out I was wrong, so I didn't shut Lamar down and call him an idiot. Instead, I thought, maybe Lamar's right. I look it up, I correct the story, and you still have a problem with that?
Lamar showed a huge hole in your whole ideology.
Newsflash, Thompson got detail wrong, corrected it immediately. Caller outraged.
You're wrong, wrong, wrong.
Well, my wife sent me a very sweet text. Very, very sweet. I guess she enjoyed the interview with Richard Ebeling. And you know what they say, behind every great man is a good woman or two. And in my case, I am nothing without my wife. I know this because she tells me that over and over and over.
I got a problem with these people that are taking advantage of the cash for clunkers, and at the same time, they meeting on the weekends for having a tea party.
So you're saying it's hypocritical?
Exactly.
We are stuck in the society we live in. If we get taxed to death, doesn't mean that we can't say, look, I'll trade that regulation for more freedom.
Well, I think that's a good point.
Why do you want to raise people's energy bills, electricity bills, 30%?
It's not going to raise their bill anything. It's just some kind of little scare tactic you're putting out. You're making that up.
Bill, is that a Republican talking point?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's listen to what President Obama says.
Under my plan of a cap and trade system, electricity rates would necessarily skyrocket.
Bush was the worst president of your lifetime?
Yes, he is.
That's the rhetoric that got Obama elected.
No.
The Bush hatred bandwagon.
No,
and you
absolutely not. It's Bush's actions.
Bush hatred that got Obama.
No, it was Bush's
office.
spending. He didn't veto a single spending bill. He was the biggest spender in the history of the world. I don't want to confuse you with the facts.
That's a violation of the 10th commandment, the 10 that Moses went up on the mountain and got. Says you must not be envious of your neighbor's house or want to sleep with his wife.
Wait a minute. What by I've got to put this one down. Mine says love thy neighbor, but don't let it get around. Irene, let me put this one aside. I like yours better.
Make no mistake, this is a jobs bill.
This is a jobs bill? It'll make it so painful for businesses that they'll send jobs to China and India. Oh, that's a scare tactic, Bernie. That's a Republican talking point. Look, this is way beyond partisan bickering. Just use common sense. Our company's going to hire more or fewer people. Think about if you were to grab a turtle and throw it like a Frisbee, which now that I have done. I have done that. And the only thing I like, because I'm safe with them, I get another guy on the other side and we throw them and we catch them. And when you put them down, they look like they've been drinking. They're stumbling all over the place, but they end up they're fine in the end. I have saved 4 turtles since I've been here, so I don't want to hear anybody upset with me. So the jobs President Obama is talking about, they're subsidized make work for industries where there's no demand. They did this kind of thing in Spain, where these green jobs, and for every green government job, they lost 2.1 jobs in the real economy. That is, and I'm no math whiz, a net loss.
This is the most crystal clear conversation about this topic that he's heard.
Bernie, you are one of the most well-read and articulate radio spokesmen for these ideas that I've heard.
Bernie's feeling the love right now.
What a compliment! It means a lot to me. And you know, I tell people all the time, basic economics. It's just how the world works.
There's scientific information here in front of me, Bern, about the biological need for naps. The timing of sleep in humans depends upon a balance between homeostatic sleep propency.
Wait a minute. I like
don't
women.
know. There's a lot of scientific. There's a
Homeo
lot of,
what? I don't know what it meant, but I don't like the direction that was heading. All right. All I need is a midday nap. Don't need anything else. Well, actually, sometimes I do, but not when it starts with those 4 letters. I'll tell you right now. If this public option, as they call it, is so great, why aren't the members of Congress lined up to put their families in it? I'll tell you, if you want real government reform, don't allow elected officials to exempt themselves from the laws and the policies they pass. They have to go first. I would call it the You First Amendment. You like the public schools so much, you put your kids in them first. That Congressman Alan Boyd, who's part of a 52-member Blue Dog coalition in the House, didn't I tell you that he would fold on this? He was trying to toe the line. We're going to hold off because the cost is too high, he says, because we're fiscally responsible. They were just posing, what would be the right word for the Blue Dog Democrats? I'm thinking of a word. I'm reaching for a word. I almost have it. Oh, fraud.
The Bernie Thompson Show.